Hello, Hazard from Hazard Reviews here, ready for today's review of Strange World, Disney's latest anime movie, and isn't quite living up to their standards, especially after their efforts from last year with Raya and Encanto. Not to say it's not getting good reception. It most certainly is, but yeah, this isn't exactly being hailed as a masterpiece. But what do I think of it? Yeah, I kind of agree. But it's not bad, but it's not special, especially with the story. And never mind. The premise is that there's this family of explorers who want to try and conquer what's over the mountains in hopes of helping the town they come from, or village, whatever it is. But but the son of the famed explorer, Searcher, refused to go off his father's plan and settles with finding an electrical plant that he thinks can help bring prosperity to his land. So he separates from his father for 25 years and becomes a farmer to grow the plant and bring electricity to his homeland. He tries to pass on his wisdom as a farmer to his own son, but the son, yeah, you get it, doesn't see himself as a father, but more like an explorer, like his grandfather. Eventually, one of Searcher's explorer friends comes in and tells him that something is wrong with the plant that he's discovered that it's not generating enough electricity. And with his family coming along, including his son Ethan, Searcher heads out to find what caused the problem and ends up in this strange new world, which seems to harvest the root of the plant he uses to grow power, and ends up reuniting with his long lost father, who is determined to continue to seek out what's beyond the mountains, even in this new world. So yeah, you can kind of guess what the problem is, and that is the story. And yeah, let's just get on with it. The story isn't really anything at all. It's what you expect. It's the bad parent trope, or the child not wanting to be like his old man and tries to impart that wisdom onto his own son. One side not agreeing with the other, and yeah, that's pretty much what you get, and there's really anything new with it. It's just what you get to see. I mean, there is hints that Ethan, the grandson, isn't exactly on board with both his father and grandfather's methods, so there is that, but it's still basically the same thing. One side trying to prevent the other from turning into what he viewed was a bad upbringing, bad sort of lifestyle. And with that, and with that, there's the other angle with it, which is pretty much it's obvious that this film has an environmental message, and yeah, you know what it's going to be. It's much like Pocahontas. I want to say this is like Pocahontas, but this environmental message is about on par with the quality of Jetsons the movie, and we all know how that turned out to be with that film, that story, and all that. So yeah. Plus, if you get to the end, I kind of feel like they cut out a bit after the climax. I'm not going to say why, but just watch and you'll see what I mean by the ending. It just feels like there is something missing. Yeah, so the story, yeah, it's bad, but with the characters you kind of know what to expect. But what helps with this film is actually with these characters in the story is the voice actors. They all do a good job. Jake Gyllenhaal plays Searcher, and he actually does a really good job here. I mean, after his performance in Spirit Untamed last year, I was kind of a bit iffy with what to expect from him here, but honestly, he does a really good job of what he's given. Kind of makes things seem a little bit better, the dialogue and the script, And I like how they've modeled him. model the soldier after Jake. So yeah, it's pretty cool. The other actors do a good job. I'm quite surprised that with Lucy Liu as the old Search's old comrade when he was exploring with his father. She does a pretty good job, and I actually didn't recognize her that much. I was actually thinking it was Awkwafina for a bit there. Does a pretty good job. But with that comes the best thing with it, which is the animation, which is quite, especially with the backgrounds and yes, there is some similarities with other Disney films and even Pixar films. I mean, the hometown reminds me a lot of Onward, but with that said, this world they're in is pretty unique, and I do like the animation. It does look pretty good. This was inspired by a lot of pulp magazines, and yeah, and you can tell by that. It looks really nice. The comic book era sort of designs, they fit well. Probably looks more like a comic book than Big Hero 6 does now I think about it. I'll have to watch Big Hero 6 again, With that said, the music is also really done well, and I love the 2D animation segment to that old Adventurers song, that they do at the very beginning. That's pretty cool. As I said, I love the creatures in this new world. They're really unique, yes, their sound effects can be a bit cartoony, but well, watch out cartoons, so yeah, there you go. And well, I like some of the other stuff, like some of the plot twists. Like, there's actually no real villain in this, and there was a hint at the beginning of the climax of what might happen, but actually that gets resolved pretty quickly. I was quite surprised. But we're going to go for the old last-minute villain trope that Disney's including a lot with their films nowadays, and we all know how they vary in quality, But no, there's no real threat in this. It's actually pretty good. It's just them exploring this world. I like that. And even I'm loving how Disney are embracing same-sex relationships in their films at the moment. I mean, even with Pixar, we saw it with Lightyear earlier this year, and now they've done it here with Strange World, and with Ethan, and yeah, he does it's really good to see Disney embrace this stuff, I should also mention, and I love the revelation of where this land is actually located at the very end. I'm not going to tell how. I say if you watch it, you'll see why it's creative. Although I will admit, with this sort of style, I do also want to add to the environmental message. This film, the whole nature of this, resource that humans are dependent on in this world, actually reminds me a lot of Final Fantasy VII, and with Mako Energy and Gaia. It's very similar to it, with the exception of, though it is different in its own way, because it's not actually like. Here's the thing: the environmental message is it's not human. Yes, there is humans using a planet's resource too much and draining it, but it's actually more like. I'm not going to explain how they do it, because once you see the big twist right before the climax, you will understand why. But yeah, there is the hints of similarities with the story of Final Fantasy VII, if you've ever played that. With that, which pretty much makes it a prime target for Kingdom Hearts now that I think about. You probably expect, if they were to add that in Kingdom Hearts 4, I'm half expecting to have Cloud to show up or Barrett will make his Kingdom Hearts long way Kingdom Hearts appearance. Tetsuya Nomura is probably begging to do that. Just redesign his gun, his gun grafted to his arm, and there you go. I'm sure Mario plus Rabbids can help you out with that. I should mention Mario plus Rabbids again. I'm not revealing that till after all the DLCs come out. Sparks of Hope, that is. And yeah, here's the thing. With some of these here's the thing. Strange World is still okay. It's good, but the story isn't anything to go by. It's nothing special. With that said, I am with my Christmas reviews coming up. I am going to tackle a movie very similar to it when it comes to, different generations and that, and one side not listening to the other, and it is animation. And I look forward to touching on that. But in the meantime, I'm going to give Strange World 6.5 out of 10 HasStars. I think, if anything, you could you could see it, I mean, if you wanted to, but honestly, I think at this stage I'm just waiting for Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. That's that looks a lot better, honestly, in my view. I'm just excited for that, but yeah. I guess so. What's next? Well, as I said, Christmas reviews are now going to start pretty shortly. So 12 reviews for Christmas of 2022. Looking forward to that. As for films in theaters, there's actually 2 more left. One's Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. The other's Avatar: The Way of the Water. Those are the 2. Then that's it for the year for me with watching movies. Oh my gosh. I think I would have seen about 18 movies at the end in theaters at the end of this year. Complete my New Year's resolution. Big time. But in the meantime, this is Hassa from Hassa Reviews out. I now shall see you for the Christmas videos. Ciao.